Good morning, everybody. How are you guys doing today? Everything is going well. I'm just going to do a quick audio check real fast. looking good on my end. Let's check the other channel real fast. Alright. We got this audio. How's it going? I am just a little bit on the tired side today. I did not sleep well last night, but it is what it is. We're gonna kind of just meander in our creative world today. I haven't had a chance to get back to the storage system at all because I've been quite busy this week. Hoping I'll have that figured out soon. But we'll see how soon it actually is. As for what we're gonna be doing today, I want to start planning our layout around here. I think it was last week we said, or maybe last Tuesday. I can't remember precisely which. We said that we were going to be trying to follow the terrain and layout a little bit more canonically than initially planned. So what that ultimately is going to boil down to is we'll do the majority of the districts down here, the other districts north, and then somewhere down in this generalized area is going to be where we're going to end up putting the palace. And I just kind of want to spend today sort of mapping out where all we want to do all of this, what all we want to do. There's a part of me that kind of wants to consider maybe turning this part of the river here into land and sort of expanding further that way. We're going to need to chop down at least a portion of this forest. And we've already started working on it in our survival world, but lowering and removing this mountain. Actually, if we look at that mountain behind us, we've got some fun terrain over there that we're going to have to clean up too at some point in time. I've got a new mod installed called Distant Horizons, and that's what's allowing us to see way further than usual. Thought it would be useful today. So I've got up to a 96 chunk radius already preloaded, and you can see with that 96 chunk radius off in the distance you can see our industrial district. We can see mountains all the way over there. More of this terrain that we really need to clear out. But yeah, it gives us a significantly bigger render distance than what the game usually does. And the nice thing about Distant Horizons is that those chunks aren't actually loaded at all. So we're just getting to sort of see, kind of like if you were out in the plains. I'm in central US, so plains lands. The further west you go, the closer you get to the mountains, you can start to see the silhouette of those mountains off in the distance. And so that's kind of the effect that we're getting here. And when I say out in the distance, you start seeing the silhouette of those mountains a good hour and a half, maybe 2 hours. It feels like, I don't know, it's been ages since I've been in Colorado. But you start seeing that silhouette so far away, and you still have a long way to go before you actually get to those mountains. So Distant Horizons kind of gives us a little bit of that effect. This mountain here behind us, I don't really know what I want to do with it now, since we're changing how we're doing the terrain. I was kind of just gonna leave it initially. Let me go over there. So yeah, this is, I was just gonna go leave this mountain here originally, but since we're talking about doing the palace basically through here, we're gonna have to do some terraforming with this hill and this mountain to maybe just bring the hill back. Like, oh, what am I? Maybe just kind of trim it down to like here-ish and then just not touch this actual mountain at all. Pretend that it's, you know, a distant mountain or something from the palace. And actually, give me a second here. If we look at the map itself, I'm gonna pop that up. Oh, that is the city map. That's not the country map. Let me grab a country map real fast. Give me 1 second. Try to find a good country map. Is that a large enough version of this? Nah, let's. I'm just gonna use this. Give me 1 second. I'll have it up on the screen for you guys to see. Actually, I'm gonna choose here. Here we go. Okay, so this is a fan map, not one of the official ones. The area that we're kind of looking in here, it's got the city misnamed, first of all. I think at some point in time that was the original print and the author changed it. Anyway, we've got the port that we'll eventually want to make. We're focused on this city right here, though. And you can see to the southwest of that city, we start to get a little hilly, we start to get kind of mountainy. So I'm thinking if that's the case, we can probably just take this and maybe lower it a little bit, but otherwise just leave it alone. Alright. So, planning for a later time, though. Just stuff for us to keep in mind today as we start to lay out this city. Still trying to figure out this bridge. Mostly because I'm trying to figure out how much detail I can put in it through here. And the answer so far is proving to be like no detail, because once I turn it on to 24, all the blocks just get totally wonky. But I'm gonna try messing with it a little bit more. The other thing, let me pop up this map again real fast. Give me 1 second. Another thing that we have to keep in mind with this map here comes up. There it is. The bridge that we've built is supposed to be King's Bridge, right here. It's the middle one. So you've got, starting left, you've got North Bridge, and then Market Bridge, and then King's Bridge. And then unnamed bridge from there. And then even further to the east, a 5th unnamed bridge. The way that we have it right now, this is supposed to be King's Bridge, and it's probably too far to the west. We're probably gonna need to move it more here-ish. So I'm probably gonna have to play with the angle a bit even more than what we already have. That's actually kind of one of the things that we might want to try to figure out today. So, first things first, let's get into Axiom real fast. Yeah, I know there's a new version. I don't want it. Thank you. Grit brush, clear foliage. I'm just gonna go ahead and finish clearing out this forest a little bit for us. Okay, no. Why did you change my keybinds? No. What was it? Yesterday or the day before? I can't remember which. I tried to update our world to the most current version, and Modron said no. I don't know if I was missing a mod and not getting everything fully updated. It wasn't telling me that I had been missing a mod, but it just straight up wasn't launching the game, so I ended up reverting it back. I think in doing that, some of my settings got messed up. That's what we're dealing with there. How good is that? Nope, I want to clear down to there at least. Let's assume for now that's the space that we're working with. All of those flowers. See if we can't clear out just a little bit more. I'm gonna smooth out the terrain a little bit for us. It's not gonna be the finalized terrain by any means. I just want something a little bit more basic to deal with. Think what I want to do as we start to build up this city is I'm gonna pop up that map one more time. This southwest district, the lower city. I think we're gonna start there and start making our way across to the other districts on the south first, and then we'll eventually move to the north side. So we're gonna start with the lower city, and that's gonna be our first major project. Eventually move our way over to Patton District, which is that central district right there, Upmarket, Unicorn, and Flash District. The lower city is what it sounds like. It is the core part of the capital. So I think that could be a good place for us to just start getting a generalized idea of how we want to plan roads and things like that. Let's just do... I don't need you to be quite so tall. Thank you. Oh. Get rid of some of these weird divots. Discord is happening. Not our server. Speaking of, we have a Discord now. It is in the video description if you're on YouTube. Let me get it pinned over in Twitch real fast. Before I forget that I want to do that. Send this message. Unpin at the end of stream. Cool. Alright. Got that taken care of. Please go and join the Discord if you haven't already. I'm going to work on shifting over to Discord for announcements for things like we're starting our stream now. So trying to get it where you guys are getting a little bit better access to information. Doing this real fast. Why are you not lowering? Because I'm not on elevation. Don't want to like get rid of all of our elevation changes in here, but I do want to start with a decent canvas, so to speak, for planning out where things are gonna be district-wise. That's what we're really gonna be focusing on today. It's just a generalized plan. I don't really have the mental power for anything beyond that, if I'm being completely honest. Last night was one of those nights where I went to bed at a totally unreasonable time and then never got to sleep. So I just smushed a sheep. What's the bee? I'm spawning. Go away. let's leave the area for a second. Let's unspawn everything. I don't know that that's gonna work. Might not. Nope, it didn't. Okay. More than one at a time. Did not just commit mass genocide of our animals. That didn't happen. Nope, I wouldn't do that to our animals. They're not totally destroyed in the slightest. Nope. I like that over here we have a little bit of pillage going on. So I'm gonna probably maintain a lot of that. Move that out a little bit. Nope. There we go. I could do any of this. I don't know what that does. No, not what I want. Big board. Thank you. Told you I didn't get enough sleep. Okay. Gonna give me curves. Where do I have that map saved? There it is. Here it is. I need it for me to be able to see. Okay, so looking at that, it does end at Kingsbridge. We know that at least. Which gets me all of the bots. You all at 80. I may have accidentally bumped it up on accident. It was not intentional if I did. May not be the way to do this. Right now, I'm just planning out a rough shape for these districts, basically. Not what I want. Thank you. Map. Getting there. It's kind of close. Not quite. Think. Let's go ahead and plop that down. And this is just a generalized rough shape. I'm gonna need to tweak it a little bit. Now, why are you not even when I put you all at whatever? Do not understand axioms sometimes. Oops. Nope. Instead of messing with curves, I'm just gonna do straight lines. It doesn't have to be precise. Mine. Give me a second, guys. I will be right back. I'm back. Sorry about that, guys. Let's get that music adjusted for you so you hear me more than it. To what we were doing. I'm gonna pop this map down here so I can see it more easily. Actually, before I plan where the districts are, I'm gonna plan the main road real fast. Looking at this area here, and keeping in mind these are approximations, not guaranteed final pieces or anything like that. I'll use white wool for this road since this is going to be the King's Road. And we're just gonna have it go here. To about here. Bump you up to block height so that we can see everything. This is an approximation of where we're gonna put the King's Road when it's all said and done. That kind of actually gives us also, though, a good idea of where to end up putting the palace, which I guess can be like here-ish. And so from here, we're gonna do the lower district, like through this area. Yeah. Yeah, that's what we'll do. To lower district, go here. Tap off. Okay with it going up against that forest. Red. Okay. Nope. Yeah, Bach, that's the plan. That bridge that's down there, because I'm still not entirely pleased with the final design anyways, will get moved over to where that white section is. That bridge is for that road. Now that we've decided to kind of follow the canon, per se, of the story. we'll need to make a few adjustments. Why are you not giving me... Oh. Okay. Yep, that's right, Juba. That bridge is going to be part of that road when it's all said and done. That road is just kind of like a placeholder. The actual road will probably be different, but I wanted to have an idea of where to put things to start. And that's kind of what we're doing right now. It's just getting an idea of where to put things. So this is gonna basically be the district line for the first district that we're working on. No, it's not going to be a flying road. That means, bring this just a little bit further this way. Oops. At 85. 75. So there will actually no, that bridge won't be there. We'll have another bridge here-ish, and then a final bridge here-ish, basically. Let me move these bridges up and out of the way. Real fast. Bridges. Enter. Let me get the right selection. Cool. Go. I'm gonna leave the one that's down there still down there for now, and we'll just, once we get the rest of these bridges put into place, well, maybe not. I'd like to move it. I just don't know that I can. I'm not going to be able to move that easily. That's fine. Not going to be able to move that easily. Really, the only thing that I need to save out of that is the road pattern. We'll get to that later. Those two bridges, then the next two bridges are pretty close to one another. And actually, this bridge is kind of in the right location for the next bridge down. It's a little off. I'm gonna put these two bridges in as brown wool. Just do like a 3 radius. Again, placeholders for general ideas. And then the last one would be pretty much parallel to that one. And what we get, then this goes a little too far now. So, bridge, bridge, bridge. This is all the west part of town. Give me my red wool back, please. Bring this around then. There's a way to like lock that height. Sure there is. And there we just need to, I'm going to use some straight lines. Oh, that's not quite high enough. No? Please stay where you were. Thank you. Oh, I didn't want it to be a curve. That's okay. Placeholders. Right? There we go. Rough placeholder for where the lower district is going to be. And I mean, very rough placeholder. I don't want to plan the roads yet. We'll look at planning the roads a little bit later. And gonna refine this. This shouldn't be like a curve like this. It should be more of a right angle. Now. So very, very rough layout here. That. See you later, Juba. And then next, strip over. Kind of splits about here-ish. Yeah. Kind of like that, almost. And then we'll follow this continued curve. There. I'm already seeing some changes that need made. Why we do this? This needs to kind of go more that. Here. This, and actually I'm gonna change this just a little bit too. Not gonna be far enough of a change. Gonna go Lower City, part of one district over here, which continues over on the side of the road, and then part of another district, which continues on this side of the road. Come over here. Kind of a wonky little area. Right now, we've basically done a generalized outline for the lower city, going from the western point of the city to Kings Road. The two other sections are the western part of Patton and the western part of Upmarket. I'm looking at Flash right now. Flash is just like... Flash is weird. It kind of does this little thing that goes up and then sort of divots back down, and then it goes up again and over and around. I think what I want to do before we start breaking up this side is just do the generalized outline of what this side is going to be, and maybe get these two eastern bridges laid out too. Do that first. Do the bridges. One bridge is like here. Excuse me, sorry. Can I put that like there? Ooh. Okay, I like that. Yeah, we've got this bridge that just kind of goes from here, here. Oh. Try that again. And then way further on down the way, I want to say, honestly, kind of here-ish. That's where the other one would be. Let's get that brush back out. Gonna be clearing away more forest than I thought we were gonna be clearing away. Honestly, though, I think that's probably going to be sufficient. And we'll eventually take this forest and replant through here. Alright. That's what we're gonna do. I'm not gonna bother laying out the northern side today, because that's like way down the road. Let's just focus on the southern side for now. still think that's honestly still not sharp enough. Still not happy with that line. Want it to like there even. If you play? Now, got a little bit of leeway out here too. We'll get to that section in a minute. Could have just done the outline to begin with. Goes from here. Love that these lines aren't rendering in for me. We're going maybe to about here? Question mark? That look good? Yeah. Follow that down. And then plan this little whoop thing, whatever this is right here. I'd say that's honestly right about there. This needs to be more like that. And bring it around like that. Basically just pop it up straight that way. There we go. Honestly, that's gonna be a lot of area for us to fill. We're gonna have a lot of stuff to do. Lots and lots of stuff to do. Oh, sorry. No, I could have sworn I turned that off. I guess I didn't. There. That's all you missed. Just that. I didn't really do much except lay out that little bit of extra bit. That's all I did. I really need my second monitor to be bigger. So right now it's just this little like 6-inch screen. And so it's not large enough to have like side-by-side windows. So I can either have the map up for me to reference, or I can have OBS up for me to see chat and everything super easily. I can't do both at the same time. And so I just have the map up for me to see so that I know what I'm doing and I'm missing chat. So sorry about that. But back to what we were doing. So that bridge, and then this outline here basically is what got outlined just then. Now, I feel like on the eastern side, this area kind of gets evenly split into thirds. For just, you know, a couple of minutes, basically. Actually, I think that one's too high up. Move you more there. Okay. Yeah. I'm gonna move this over because I think it's a little too far west. So that's the line for Patton or upmarket on that side. Then bring that a little bit more this way. No, you're good. I don't want to move you. I want to move you. No. Fine, be that way. Gonna do this little weird thing like that, where it goes a little bit further north and then dips back down south again. Okay. So, lower city, western side of Patton, western side of Upmarket. Let's go over here now. I'm gonna finish up Upmarket real fast, which comes out here a little bit. Does this weird little thing like that. I think. Oops. Try doing it from this direction. We made... Okay. Need to fix that market line. You go more. Yes. Goes up to 75, so they're not clipping with the ground. Like some of it's clipping with the ground anyways. Yeah. That one didn't go up like it said it did. Nope. Cross. Some things about this tool that I still need to learn how to use. This is obviously one of them. Here we go. And then come back over here real fast. A little bit further north. Cross. Down. I'm gonna move that down a little bit, and that's just gonna get deleted. Okay. Back to my line. That's more... It actually comes to this side of this bridge a little bit. Goes across. This is Flash District, which does that little wonky divot thing. Is what that is. Up. Stops about there. Goes down again. Why are you not making 9? There. And then there. Those heights real fast. know there's got to be a better way to do this. I just don't know what it is. See? Only thing from there. Make this singular line. That is theoretically our districts in the south. I think the eastern districts need a little tweaking, maybe? No, actually, that district is kind of large. So yeah, there's our districts in the south. Just a really basic rough outline. We have 5 bridges. Need to remake the Kings Road Bridge. Over here, make that real fast. We don't have any sort of reference over here. For what? Either the Temple District, which is somewhere over here. Here, I'll show you guys real fast. You look at that map. Once it pops up for you. To the southwest of the lower city, which is our westernmost district, we've just got Temple District. We don't have any idea what it actually looks like at all. And then on the east side of Kings Road is the Palace District, which we also have no real reference as to layout. That's going to be really fun when we get to it. But let's just kind of place for now a generalized. We'll put the Temple District like here-ish, I guess. Again, this is just a placeholder. That. What did I just do? Placeholder so that we know that we have a district here that we need to place at some point in time. Let me raise this one up real fast. Generalized area for Temple District. And then I'm gonna do the same This is gonna have to get lowered down some. Let's tackle that real fast. I want to try to leave our mine if possible. I don't know that it's going to be possible, but I would like to try to leave it. Let's just trim away this area a little bit. Not a whole lot. Keeping in mind that Alice itself is said to be set on a hill. So we're actually could just expand the hill out. Let's do that instead. Undo to this point. Yes, I know what I'm doing. Thank you. Undo the 14 changes. Appreciated. Let's just, yeah. We're gonna start here. Let me just smooth this out some. Give me a chance to update, lady. That's what it's saying right now. No. Button down. Lower through here. Continue forward down here some. Generalized rough area, not by any means set on what we're doing. And so this general area here, when we finally decide what we're gonna do with it, how we're gonna do it, will be for the palace. I don't think I'm gonna make it that tall. I'm gonna have to definitely do a little bit of changing over there. Okay. next thing that I want to do real fast. Design tool. I just want to see. That didn't give me anything. Let's come up here. Oh, do we have new people coming in? Oh yeah, we do. Hi guys. Don't get to see the number of people watching out of OBS. Great to have you. Hope you're having a great Saturday. I am trying to figure out if there's a way for me to maintain Y level when using the line tool. I just want to maintain the Y level, that's all. But I'm not seeing that. I guess I could do that. For those of you who are just coming in, we're working on getting a basic layout for the city that we've been planning for this series. We have managed to get a rough layout of the districts. That's what all these red wool blocks are for. The brown is the approximate location of the bridges. White is what's known as King's Road. This bridge here will not be going in. I'll be tearing that out. It's just acting as reference, and then you can see all my little floaties everywhere. Trying to figure out how to do something with the line tool, but I don't think what I'm trying to do can be done. So we are going to shift to working on roads next. And best as I can tell, I'm wanting to work on the lower city first, which is going to be this district right here. Also the district with the most roads. It is a very road dense location. I'm gonna add a new block here. Let's see. And decide which one would be the best one to do first. Seems to be working a little better. Go, so gray is just a generalized roadblock for us. Yeah, that's that road. Okay. Next, have this road basically kind of comes here. Get that moved over. It goes like that. It's a pretty short road. Next over that way. Then continues basically going here all the way to Patton Street or Patton District. So that, now that we know that, we can kind of even that out. Again, just a generalized idea, not going for precise accuracy. So some things may end up being a little bit different when it's all said and done. That one comes to about here. I'm gonna take that road, connect it to here. Nope. Straight up. Got another one that goes straight across. Before we do that other one that goes straight across, now wait a second. Fourth down? Third down. That, and then up here we've got another road that goes kinda like this. Vaguely like that. Yeah, you are gonna have that whole map memorized soon. Maybe I need 3 monitors. 2 little ones and 1 big one. We've got a road that just kind of goes like that. And then straight across like that. Now, I'm assuming that this map, the roads that are indicated are the major roads. There's a terminology for this in city planning. I'm not a city planner. So the King's Road would be kind of like the highway, and then the roads that we're working on now are, my guess, kind of a mixture of what city collectors call arterial roads and collector roads. So they're those major roads. They're going to be the wider roads. That's all this map shows. It doesn't show us the local roads. It doesn't show us the collector roads. So I think when we start actually, or the alleyways, not the collector roads, but I think when we start actually building in buildings in here, these blocks that we have are going to end up getting broken down a little bit more when it's all said and done. And if they're not supposed to be, oh well, I'm still gonna do it. Because some of these blocks are really big. Got that road there. Actually, I'm not completely happy with that. Move you a little bit more that way. Three is a good number. Oh, for monitors. Yeah, 3 is a good number. No, I can't afford a third monitor right now. It's not in the budget. Okay. That's the northern section roads taken care of. Have a weird little road goes there. I'm also kind of assuming that the district lines, at least away from the river, but like these lines here are major roads too. The districts that map shows, there's goodness gracious. This series has 3 series that are quartets. 1 series that is a duology. 1 series that is a trilogy. And then a final series that I believe is supposed to be a trilogy that hasn't been completed yet. I might be missing something in there somewhere. The map that we're using is from that first trilogy that I mentioned. And so these districts, that first trilogy that I mentioned, the main character is basically a cop, for lack of better modern example. And the maps that we're using, those districts are the districts that the police force within the capital, the Provost Guard, that's how they've broken the city up for patrols and things like that. So my guess would be this is a major road. This is a major road. These are all major roads. Maybe not necessarily, up here, Some of them might be major roads. Some of them might not be. Let me see what we're doing here. So we got that road that goes like that. Oh, we were doing this road next. There's that. This next road gets kind of wonky. Kind of creates a little triangle there. And then starts curving. About there. At that road then. Yeah, that looks about right. Got another road that basically does that. And then a road that goes like this. That road gets super wonky, but whatever. Then from here, say about there. About there is a road. That's the road. Almost done with this district. Road here. That does that. That. Give me a second. Let me just look here. Got that little triangle wonky thing. We got that. We got that. Okay, so I think that is pretty much what the map shows. Again, here's the map. So we got this little funky triangle here. We've got this little funky triangle here. This is definitely like the most road can dense area out of the entire city, I feel like. But yeah, if we go back to our road. Yeah, I think we got that pretty good. Alright. Gonna place some more roads over here. This is super easy to place. We go basically like that. Easy road done. Okay. Then move over here now. Get these last final major roads done. Little bit, yeah. So that one starts kind of here. Kind of goes like that a little bit. And then pretty much goes to here. Again. Then from there to there. 1 sec. Got that. My headset had beeped at me. Had to get it plugged back in so I can hear stuff. We've got another really easy road situation. Basically just does this. I'm gonna come up here to this area real fast. I'm moving so slow. No. Go this way. Okay. Take care of this area real fast. Got a road. Basically curves into this corner here. Goes like that. Road goes along like that. I think this one is messed up a little bit. Yeah. Turned it just a little bit too much. It goes here. There. Easiest road ever right there. Already got a road that goes there to there. Unicorn District last, because I think we've gotten everything else. I'll have to check in a second. From here to about... There's a road. There. Out there. And then from there, there is a road. Some of our proportions are definitely off. It's okay. I think that's it. Oh, nope. I'm missing that road. I thought I did that road. Oh, and I'm missing... just like that. Missing a road. Basically goes that. Let's look at the city, the map real fast. Some of these proportions over here are definitely messed up, but it's fine. I'm not that worried about it. Boom, boom. 2, 3. We got this funky shape thing, that one, that one, that one, that one, that one. Okay, yep, that's all of them. So there is our road map. Paying attention to this white, the red of the district, and then the gray. Here's the map for you guys to look at. If I'm missing an area anywhere, somebody say something, but I think I've gotten everything. I am going to post this map up on our Discord. Discord, if you're watching and don't have it currently, is in the video description. Please come by, join up. Love to have a chat with you guys. And And like I said, I'll be posting the map that we're using over there so that everyone has easy reference. I think that is the last of the road planning that I want to do today. Got some wonky areas over here. Okay. So we'll build these roads out to some extent at some point. Make them thicker. They won't be just 1 block thick. Basically, if it's down, it's going to be like at least a 3 block wide road. We'll get other alleyways and stuff like that when we start actually planning buildings and everything. And then as we get closer to it, we'll figure out more about this hill and everything like that. Kind of need to do some terraforming through here, but at the same time, I really don't feel like it right now. I think I want to go get a snack real fast and move over to a flat world and start doing some asset type building. Something other than just lines everywhere. Yeah, basically, Bach. I think, if I remember correctly, this bridge that we did for our original, when we were doing things differently, is 10 blocks wide. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah. So this bridge is 10 blocks, basically. So we'll keep King's Road about the same width, and that's what the white is there. It is the major road. It's supposed to be the largest road in the kingdom. Maybe, you know, once it gets further north, it gets smaller, and when it starts moving further south, it gets smaller. But around the palace, obviously, in the capital, it's going to be the largest road. I need to figure out how I can get this bridge that we started working on up and out. Alright. Give me about 5 minutes and we will go over to a super flat world and start doing some building planning and not road planning. we have ourselves plain world. Completely empty, except for a bonus chest, apparently. Don't know why that's there, because I told it not to spawn it. It doesn't matter. Let me set time up a little bit higher. And then we're gonna be planning buildings. That's what we're gonna be doing. Why you know? Oh, I know why you're not showing anything. Yeah. Okay. There we go. Okay. Just remove this tree real fast. Okay. I wanted to spawn in my house so that we would have a reference to some color palettes and sort of generalized style and everything like that. What I'm really wanting to work on today is basic assets for the lower city, that area that I was saying I want to be our first real build project. And rather than go through and try to build up each block individually and everything like that, I think what I want to do is basically just make like an asset library and build in, you know, here's a house, here's a house, here's a house, here's a shop, you know, things like that we can turn into schematics and then go back to our creative world, place, maybe if possible, do some rotations, make things a little wonky, and paste them in place so that we're not having to try to mentally come up with completely unique designs for an entire city everywhere we go. We'll just have this asset library. Now, the lower city is... Why are there fish? Oh, that chest. That's why there's fish. This house is not a good example for what I'm expecting the lower city to be like. The lower city is essentially going to be the medieval version, fantasy version of high density and mixed density housing. So very few, if any, standalone houses like this. Give me 1 second here. city. What is that? Okay. So going to the wiki. This is what it says. It says, quote, "The streets are dirty. Pigs are a common view, as well as pigeons, both searching for food. Wagons aren't a common view, as the streets are too narrow, and wagoners tend to get lost or even robbed." It's said to be a more frequently violent part of the city. It is the poverty-stricken part of the city. We're not going to have a lot of very nice things here. That is a very weird chunk of sausage. You have a couple of named points of interest that we'll want to include. There's the, quote, cesspool. It is supposed to be the worst of the worst. Not a whole lot positive to say about it. Probably the highest density area. We're looking at, fantasy medieval versions of apartments, if you want to call them that. And then it also has a well-known inn called the Dancing Dove, 2 markets, and that's about all we know, without me spending time going back and rereading the book. I have reread some of the books. The way that it reads to me in the initial trilogy, in the initial trilogy, the main character, when she first comes into the capital, spends a brief period of time traveling through the outskirts of the lower city. So basically right by the King's Road where the lower city is there. Gets to see some of the fun things that way. Probably not a lot of stone buildings, probably not a lot of very well kept buildings. So, this, not a good reference, but I wanted it in this asset library. Nope, maybe a bit of you. Might have some of you. Just want to get some general blocks going. This. That's easier. For those of you who are new to the channel, we do have some modded blocks, so that's what this is. It's not a vanilla block. And I have done some mild recoloring of the spruce and nope, just the spruce set. I did some recoloring of one of our modded sets too. You might use that. Do I want to use that? I don't think I want to use that. Hey, Skeller. Do I want to use that? This is the other block that I've done some recoloring on. You're familiar with Biomes of Plenty. This is the I recolored the redwood blocks here. Now wait a second. Very distinctively told you to not spawn structures. What the heck? Okay, whatever. The game does what the game wants to do. But yeah, what I was saying is the redwood traditionally is a very bright, almost fire engine red. And I've desaturated it, toned it down, made it something that could potentially be a little bit more usable and appropriate. I don't want to say we're not going to have any stone at all. Let's pull out some basic stone blocks here. Yeah, we might have some of that. We're probably going to have a lot of hello, Aaron. Maybe even some of this. Probably gonna have a lot of mud blocks making up the area. And the wiki describes it as having very minimal fertile soil left. It's mostly just orange clay, hard clay. If you're from we are working on an asset library for a city that we're gonna build. So basically what I'm doing is I'm just going to work on building up buildings that we can take to our creative world to plop within the city that we're going to make. That way I don't have to keep making individual and unique buildings the entire time that I'm trying to build up the city. And then once we're happy with where everything is, we'll take Lightmatica, put the schematic in our survival world, and actually build everything up. And right now, I'm trying to determine color palettes, basically. I might use this. I don't know that I will, but I might. I'm sorry, Aaron. Basically making some easy copy and paste houses is what we're working on here. If that helps you understand any. And you're coming to me from Twitch. You're my first Twitch person who's actually interacted with me. Thank you. I've been trying to get Twitch up and running, and I appreciate it. All right. On Twitch, I think so. I think you are. I've gotten bot accounts on Twitch. I've gotten spam accounts, but I haven't gotten anybody on Twitch that has interacted with me yet. So I was actually about to give up on Twitch. Got wood selected. We've got some basic stone selected. I think we're gonna have a lot of this packed mud. Trying to think. I guess there might be some logs. Let me get some logs out too. Probably. Probably just those two. What does the fir log look like? No, I won't use that. And I won't use the redwood either. The redwood is very specifically textured. I might use oak, though. Alrighty. There's some wood options for us. Stone. I usually stream at noon Central Time, which would be 5 p.m. UTC, if I remember correctly, on Tuesdays and Saturdays. We started early today because I wasn't able to stream this last Tuesday. So we're going on a long stream today. But that is my usual slots. Since you're on Twitch, I have my slots scheduled on the Twitch calendar, Aaron, and you should be able to see those in your local time there. Okay. Oh, we need roof. I'll probably just keep using this for the roof, to be honest. Maybe not. Maybe not. Yeah, no, I'll probably just continue using that for the roof. We'll see. We'll see. Okay. Need give myself some references real fast. Give myself some ideas of what I wanted to do for this area. I think as we get like closer to the outskirts of this area, there will be some single family homes, but they're obviously not going to be like high quality like what we made for me for my starter house. So we could potentially start with those. Just getting some smaller single family homes put together. I did have a dog, Erin. She passed away about 3.5 years ago from kidney failure. She was my baby girl, so I hang on to her in my online profiles. Also want to plan some larger buildings like inns and stuff. We already know that we're gonna make at least one inn. So there's that. I take screenshots of did. Okay. Well, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe we will have more stone than initially planned. Cool. Gotta love the internet. Ooh. That's a Minecraft. I don't want to borrow somebody else's Minecraft build. I want real ideas. Real references. Cool. Yeah, no, I mean, no, that's actually kind of okay. So a blend of stone and wood is basically what we're looking at here. So the main difference then is going to be the general style of things. I'm going to maintain our pale oak here for our higher end houses. Let me go ahead and say we'll use birch 2 for some lighter wood. And we can use the fir as like, weathering and worn down areas. All right. Start working on some shapes. Yeah, that too, Bach. They're definitely more simple in builds. Got one image here that I really like. And then here's another one that is stone and I'm gonna say wood, but I'm 90% certain that it's plaster with like exterior stairwells and stuff. So like the bottom is one family, the top is another family kind of situation. I need to save these images in my inspiration files so that I don't lose them and I can keep them for future reference. Save. The other thing that we can do is we can work on making like set size facades almost for like the front that we can mix and match to make like modular buildings even for like front and back to kind of customize things and make things a little bit unique that way. Actually, I think that's what I'm going to do. I think I'm going to focus on that today. So let me get just some basic planning blocks put together. So this is by no means anything other than basic shaping planning going on here. That's all that I'm doing with this. Probably go one more. Down there would be like that. Like make it just a little bit wider so that we can get some more details going. Like obviously we're not going to do a ton of details. offset window there in the door. So, very basic shape. Again, we're not building out the entire house, we're just building out a facade that we can use in like a modular type building. And what I mean by that is this is one side, and then a different chunk that we'll make is the back side. So we've got a front and a back. If it were kind of like Europe, there's a lot of row homes there, so you'll have, you know, sort of distinctive styles with one another. There's a reason for that, Buck. If you look at like European row homes, like it'll be kind of really distinctive of this is a unit, this is a unit, this is a unit, this is a unit. And so what we're working on here are multifamily units that would all be together. So instead of this being for one family, this is actually bottom is one family, top is one family kind of situation. I'm gonna come over here with my stone. Just it is kind of wide. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I really only wanted the 5 wide. I didn't like how it restricted me on the windows. Okay, let me rework this real fast. Here it is. It's the house itself is only 5 wide. This is wall, basically. We need That's just because Invitations of Minecraft. This would be lore, basically. And no, did I actually need to do that? No, I didn't. Never mind. Ignore me. Lore. Let's go back to texturing real fast. Watching. Let me save that image. Save the image. I like that too. Again, just making pieces that can be melded together basically. Let's just do that. Only thing that I'm worried about is that it's gonna be flat. I think that's gonna be flat if I do it that way. Sure. Go. Then over here we're going okay. So that's how we're going kind of help age it a little bit, basically. Give me my birch here. Going for anything here except basic shapes. Don't know what I'm gonna do there yet. Just assume stone for now. Then give me you. There we go. 2 separate floors. No, it's not even remotely done. Yep. Okay. Just a very simple roof structure. We're not going like you said, Bach, we're not going for anything particularly fancy or over the top or anything like that. We just want to give very basic builds. That said, I'm also not going to just completely ignore it, not detail it at all. Nope. No, okay. Or can. You're not giving me what I want you to do. No, I want you to rotate the other way. Okay, that's fine. Let's do that. I feel like excuse me. We just have really basic windows. Even glass windows. Great minds think alike. That's the only thing I can say to that. Ask the question at the same time. Reddit. Medieval history. Glass was expensive in medieval Europe, so glass windows are mostly used in churches. Even in most castles, the chapel would likely be the only room with glass. Glass was recycled in Roman times, imported in blocks. I mean, it's Reddit. You give it, you know, as much weight as you want to give Reddit. In the late medieval period, mostly the 15th century, when stone and brick houses became more common, glass windows became more accessible, and some buildings often had them, including guild halls, town halls, rich people homes, hotels, taverns, yada 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 yada. Yeah, no, that for sure them. Other than that, cathedrals always had glass. God, I love the internet. I need a hearth. The shutters. Guess we'll go with that for now. And maybe pick some other details later. Get us a spruce door too. This is where I love having no, I need the other one. I need this one. There we go. What else? Gonna do try to find various different ways to put in some details. Yeah. expand it out a little bit there. Then we can figure out the inside and stuff later. How this whole part would go. I'm just gonna pull this off for now. Except for that. Really want that, or do I want something? Problem with that is the villagers are gonna try to use it. So dark oak. There we go. There's some detail. Really? Let me take a look at this. Yeah. Oh, now see, Google, now you're showing me, like, obviously nicer things. And that's not what I'm asking for. Okay, here's a cool concept. Also, then, okay, so let's call that good for now. I'm not saying that it's done, but I think a lot of what we're going to be doing is going to depend upon how things combine together when we're all said and done. Let me save this image so I don't lose it. But yeah, then there's that. Yeah. I'm gonna move. How wide did we end up making this? 1, 2, 3, 4. It's still 7. Let's do this. This is gonna be that sort of classical overhang type situation. Let's just say that's a... walls here. You just say it's a double door. I mean, this could easily be like a drop type situation or just another kind of house. Not what I wanted you to do. Save. Save. Thank you. Now, I do in this instance, except I don't have any. Okay, we'll have to use a different color palette then. I'd probably use like my vertical slabs and stuff to keep it from getting too wide up, but we'll see what it translates to in a little bit. Let's bring that out for the roof line. What? No. That. Won't need that. For now. Actually, no, we'd leave that like that. Okay, so what is that? That's dark oak. Okay, dark oak. I want is spaces. Okay. way it's not like way far out. And then you. Oh, that's the only problem. Oh, there we go. We can just do it like that. Not a problem at all. Creating a situation that doesn't exist. Okay. I question whether or not the roof is accurate, to be completely honest. Not sure that it is. Leave you like that. Let's give a big window. I do like that particular route. However, worry. Let's move that back. Here. Actually, it kind of works. Shockingly. Sort of hangs over, but not really enough to matter or be noticeable. Give me. Simplistic, not much to it. And so the idea basically being, just to put it into practice, show you what I'm thinking here. Oh. Obviously, with two, this isn't, you know. Best example in the world. Just meld them together in different ways. Now, Axiom didn't copy and paste this over well. Let me fix that real fast. Basically like that. And then copy. So I obviously I wouldn't use, you know, two of the same modules in the same building like that. But general concept being mix and match and try to put stuff together. And just make it like you started with one building and then you kind of started adding to it, and now many families live in that one building. And I say families, chances are somebody living in a situation like that may just be a bachelor or at most, you know, husband-wife type pair. And then once we get them all, you know, mushed together, we can work on getting more details put together so that it is highly detailed like this, but still appropriate for the area that we're building in. That's the general concept of what I'm going for with these pieces. I don't have the slightest clue how many of these pieces my brain's going to be able to come up with, but we'll figure something out. We may not figure it out today. We're going on almost 4 hours. My brain is starting to feel a little mush. Especially since I didn't sleep well last night. Hope you're right. I'd like to have, say, 8 to 10 of these little facades that we can just mix and match and mush together into a lot of high density buildings And then from there, we can start looking at things like shops, like standalone building shops, and then small single family type housing. And things like inns, stuff like that. Yeah, if I can. I don't know that I'm going to. We're certainly not going to get that many today. I need a little bit more of a functional brain than what I have for that many today. Also do 3-story ones. We haven't done that yet. That would be a way to fill it out a bit more. Not what I asked you to do, browser. That's still not what I asked you to do. Okay. Go back. No, this isn't what I'm looking for, Google. I appreciate the effort, though. What else do we have? That we can use as references. Could just do a completely stone one too. What happens if we do that? No, I've stopped using my wool. Alright. Very flat. Not want very flat. do... Nope. I like that as a detail, personally. Brain is totally just kind of saying, I'm done. Yeah, I could do that in a couple of places. Not. But still, yes. Yeah. Yeah, we can add depth that way. Not necessarily saying that's what I'm gonna do. But we can get depth in using some of our vertical slabs. Not necessarily filling this one. I need other ideas. Maybe to just vary where I put these. That way it has the appearance that something is going on with it. Don't know. In theory. Get it? I mean, it's that too. It's not white. No, you're not gonna do it. So I'm not gonna fight with that. I can get it to go the way that I want to get it to go with Axiom, but I won't be able to do that in survival, so I'm not gonna fight with it. But call it here, guys. Brain's dead. I'm tired. And we will be back on Tuesday, hopefully, fingers crossed, Tuesday, probably back in this same world doing this very same thing. So, hope you all have a good weekend. Please, if you haven't already, join the Discord. Drop in your thoughts, your ideas, things like that. We've got a number of channels that you can give suggestions, do what Bach is saying, like and subscribe, all that fun stuff. Thanks, guys. See you next time. Bye.